Howdy, Possum Patty here, and well, welcome to the mess. I do have a few things to share with you, and I am working on a journaling page, so come on along. So, Possum Patty, where were you yesterday? What were you doing? Did you journal? Oh, so many questions, right? Well, I did come in and I sat down at this table and I started playing with putting together some happy mail. Yay! I got 3 more envelopes all packaged up and ready to go last night, and this morning I popped them off to the post office, and so now I think one is a mushroom, one is a pumpkin, and one is the vintage Bewitched stationery. So did you win one of those? Well, look for an envelope from Possum Patty in your mailbox. So, as you can see, I have 3 more mushrooms. And these are nothing fancy, just some relaxing, slow stitch mushrooms. This one has beads and a heart, a little bit of gold netting. This one's got 3 beads up there, a little gnome house, a little sunflower at the bottom. This one's got a little bit of ribbon trim and a tiny red heart and some gold netting and some more beads. And I call these my Mush Mush Mushrooms. And what I'm referring to is I had a dear friend named Millie, and she would always sign her letters Mush Millie, and mush meaning lots of love. So these are my Mush Mush Mushrooms, hand sewn with lots of love. And I'm just sending them out to random possum peeps, to as many as I can. And let's see, with these 3, that might make about 24 of these maybe, something like that, more than 20. So these 3 will be going out in the mail probably, let's say next Tuesday when I pop around the post office again. But maybe by then I may have 1 more done. I'm not sure. Have to wait and see. But those will get out in the mail. Now, I need Lala Gamma. Lala Gamma. If you know Lala, tell her to email me her address again, because I made a very special package for Lala, and her name is Lori. And I sent this off, but it came back to me. And Lala has been watching every single playlist, I believe, on the Just Journaling with Possum Patty challenge. And I wanted to put together something special for her. And I mailed it off, and it came back. So Lala, please, please, please send me your address again so I can get this back out into the mail, because there's some special things in here for you that I would love you to have. And I have 2 possum peeps who commented that they would love one of my slow stitch mushrooms, and one was Janet Burgess, Burgess. Janet, if you're listening or watching, or if you know Janet B., please email me your address so I can get a mushroom off to you, maybe even one of those special ones that I just made. And my email is pat.catucci@yahoo.com. And there was someone else, Catherine Champion. So Catherine, if you're watching or you're listening, or if you know Catherine Champion, please let her know that I am waiting for her address so I can send her one of those mushrooms. So that's 2, and you know I have 3 over there. So the 3rd one is probably going to be a surprise for somebody. I already have their address. Okay, so that was the happy mail. What's next? Oh, my journal. And this was on the table, my October journal. And if you're a possum peep and following along, you know I have a lot of colorful pages in here already. And I said, let me just do something. I'm going to show up and I'm going to slap something down in this journal. Even though I'm tired and it's been a long day, let me just put something in so it can be a start for the next day. So I grabbed the journal and this calendar of events. And this is for what's called Walk-tober. Walk-tober, the last Green Valley. And it is just a series of like different activities. I think there's like canoeing and hiking and guided walks and places to go see and, you know, maybe some lectures or just a whole bunch of stuff to get out and enjoy the area that we live in, which is a National Heritage Corridor, they call it. And it's just a green valley. So, you know, Northeast is very populated. So between, you know, like Boston and Providence and New York City, there's like one green valley. And green valley meaning that there's not a lot of industries or big towns on the river that's in our valley, Quanabog River. And it's a lot of farmland still left. And we have what's called a scenic route where you can just drive along and it's farms and barns and old villages and things like that. And so they want people to get out and enjoy the weather, get exercise, hike in the fresh air. And there's all kinds of walks you can take. Some are guided, some aren't. And they have different focuses. But it's just a really neat idea. Now, let me tell you. First of all, I hiked, you're not going to believe this, I hiked over 36 miles.
Wow!
Possum Patty hiked 36 miles. Wow, right? Wow. Until I show you how I did it. This is from my phone on your health app. It tracks how far you walk. So I walked 36 miles, but I averaged 1.2 miles a day. Very manageable, right? Very manageable. Except for this day, I went really far, but that was an adventure. You'll be hearing about that. So yeah, so I added it all up on how far I walked every day, and I did print that out, and I have it here. So every day from October 1st to October 31st tells me how many miles I walked, and I added them all up for 36.7 miles. So that was quite a hike, Possum Patty, at 1.2 miles a day on the average. Now this is not like Mr. Possum says, do you count when you're walking around the house? I'm like, no, I don't count walking around the house because you do that every day. That's sort of normal stuff, you know, just doing things and walking around the house and cleaning or gardening or going outside. I said, this is specific going out to the street and hiking up and down. Of course, we have a dirt road and we live in the woods, so it's like doing a Walk-tober, only very close. The end of the street is a nature preserve. I must tell you, at the end of our, well, it's a dirt road. At the end of our dirt road, there's a river and it's a nature preserve. So me walking up and down the road here is kind of like getting out to a nature preserve. I'm counting it anyway. So what inspired me to keep track of how far I walked every day? My goal was to do a mile a day of outside hiking, walking, not my regular activity. So this is like a mile a day above what I usually do. And to record it and do a journal page. And I was inspired by, here comes a shout out. This is a VR right here from Sharon at Connections of Lives and Interests 2020. Now, Sharon has been trying to get more in charge of her own health through very small steps. You know, she started off walking around her yard and doing some exercises and maybe, you know, controlling one thing in your diet. So it's like, it's not a drastic change, but small steps towards living a healthier lifestyle. I want to say I will link her channel below, and you can go there and check out Sharon's Small Steps with Sharon. Yeah, it's funny. She's walking around her yard and she's talking at the same time, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I would be like totally out of breath from all that walking that I probably couldn't talk on the camera, but she manages it, right? So over the summer, she was doing a little swimming, doing this and that. Well, anyway, so she was my inspiration for doing a mile a day in Walk-tober, right out here by my house. And I'm just doing it, you know, because it's healthy for you. It's healthy to get out and walk. And so that's what I was doing. You know, you have to be gentle on yourself. You have to be easy with yourself. And so I think her idea of small steps was just like perfect. What's a little bit you can do? Maybe add in one healthy food or take out one unhealthy food. Maybe just make an effort to take a little walk every day. And it does so much for your mental health and your physical health. Okay, enough of that lecture. This is what I did yesterday. I glued down the cover to the calendar on this page. It says the Last Green Valley, Walk-tober 2023, and I'm just going to leave this. I'm not going to put anything on this page. And if I flip it over, talk about being healthy. Look at this. I got my cookies over here, right? Crummy mummy. And when I folded the calendar over, I left just like a little tuck. I don't know. I may or may not stick anything in there. I'm not sure. I might just glue a ribbon or put some washi tape on there. And I like this has like little framed critters, because these are like things I see while I'm walking. So I really like this page. But I don't know. If I don't use this, I might have to make a pocket, right? To put some things in. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out this chart that I made from my phone. And I've got this. Figure out what I want to do for the back of my Walk-tober page. Now, I was looking for some papers, and I've got these old papers here. I love the colors on this one. But then I found this one, and I was like, ooh, look at that gold. And wouldn't that look awesome on this page, because this is all specimens bordered in gold. So I wound up covering up here where the calendar was folded over. Make sure that stays down. Just made a little side tuck there. And then I pulled out this paper, which I know doesn't go with anything, but I'm going to use it. And I made a little card, which is kind of big. I made a little card, which is kind of big. That's Possum Logic. In case you were wondering, that's Possum Logic. Possum Logic. I made a little card that's kind of big. And I was thinking about what I can put on here. And this is from a Connecticut magazine. And this is a trail actually in Connecticut. And there's all ferns, so that kind of looks like my woods right here. I don't have a dog. And I was wondering, I have two of these. Actually, one's a little smaller. But it's got a box up there. I wanted to get the trees. Maybe I'll just do something here. Maybe I'll just start ripping. So the weather was really pretty good. We had some rainy days. And on those rainy days, I didn't get a lot of walking in. So I tried to make up for it on other days. But definitely good walking weather. And now I'm wondering, should I keep going for November? Or will I get frustrated when the weather turns? I'll have to see. guess it's a healthy thing to keep going, right? I might have to trim this some more. Okay, do I want to lose the trees or the wood? All right, what if we do this? Yes, 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 yes. And I can put it over there. I can put my little walk thing. And where's the calendar go? Actually, I could. I like this little logo down here, the Walk-tober with the leaf. And this also has like a pretty border on it. It's kind of thin, but I might save some of that. See, like this. That would be a pretty border for a page. You know, if it's a junk journal, you've got to put junk in there. You've got to put junk. So I cut out the Walk-tober, and I thought, well, instead of putting the little one, maybe I could put this big one here. And it's not important that I see all these dates exactly. I mean, I can hide a little bit under this. I'd like to put this straight. I can put that at an angle a little bit. And then put the Walk-tober. I could still put this down there. I can get it all on there. Yes, I can. I'm really covering that up over there, don't I? But that's okay. That's okay. I did print this out on cardstock. So I might put just a little touch of tacky glue on the corners so it stays down. Now this is unidirectional, all right. Get my thumb right there. I like to take these like shiny oh look, here's the last Green Valley. And it goes up to Sturbridge, Massachusetts, down to Norwich. And I was talking the other day about Scotland. We went to Scotland to see the Highland Games. Now I'm going to save the map. If I can. Let's see. Save the map. Alright. What was I going to say? Oh, and then I glue and then I flip the page and then I glue and then I flip the page. And I try not to get glue all over everything, but I always do. If I put this straight, it won't block so much of that paper, so maybe I will put it straighter. It's still going off at an angle with the trail there, like that. All right, so let's gauge on here. I think I'll put this first. Do I need all this? I could make this smaller. It says you're walking and running more than something. I'm like, no, I ain't running at all. Nope, 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 nope. Not running at all. Gentle walking. Gentle walking. I love the smell of the leaves. Do you like the smell of the leaves when they come down in the fall? And then you get wet. There's just this wonderful smell that comes off of them. When you go out in nature, you have to enjoy the sights and the sounds and the smells. So I want to put this closer to the edge than what that is because I didn't want them too balancy. Now see, this is white and this is white and this is white. So that's kind of all pulling that together like that. And I want it to overlap there because you want to marry these two pieces together like that. Do I know what I'm doing? No, I just make it all up as I go along. And that's called intuitive. I'm working in an intuitive way. I gotta stand up though so I can see. Something like that. Got it going uphill a little bit. So I'm going to do journaling on this side and put a sketch, but you know what? I'm making this short today. I'm just showed up. You know, sometimes you just have to show up and do a little. Doesn't have to be a major project every time you show up. Just come and sit and do what pops into your head. And I have a lot of things to journal about, but that's what popped into my head was Walk-tober, and I wanted to talk about the happy mail. So remember Janet Burgess and Catherine Champion and Lala Gamma. Lala Gamma, I need your address. And if you know these people, please, you know, give them a gentle little nudge in my direction so I can send them something. Take these clips off so I won't lose this. And you know, I never used to do this. It's like, if you start a page, you have to finish a page. No, you don't. You just be gentle with yourself. Just show up. This is the edge, you know, that you cut off. That, you know, it's like at the top that tells you what everything is. This was at the bottom, actually. But see, it's these little leaves, and that might make a good edge on there. All right, we'll leave that there. And yeah, I just like to leave everything right here, and then if I have a chance tomorrow, I'll just pop by and do a little more. So I want to thank you for coming along today and wish everybody happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.